In 1970, Benny Binion invited 7 poker players to his casino in downtown Las Vegas to play poker for a week to figure out who was the best. After a week of playing with each other, they decided they would vote to see who would be declared the champion. Well, everybody voted for themselves. I love how this speaks to the hubris of poker players, that everyone was like, yeah, I'm the best. It's probably me. They were then informed they couldn't vote for themselves, so they tried again, and this time everyone voted for Johnny Moss, and he was elected the world champion of poker in 1970. 7 guys, 1 table, 1 week. Now here we are in 2025, 100 events, over 6 weeks, thousands and thousands and thousands of players, hundreds of millions of dollars. All right, let's play some poker. Before I even play one hand of poker, I get to do something that's even more fun, really. I get to sweat sister poker in this super cool Wsop warm-up event. So she qualifies for a seat by playing 50 hours of live poker at the Horseshoe. They are giving away 225 seats, 225. 100 $500 seats, 100 $1,000 seats, and 25 $10,000 seats up for grabs. This is like a super hyper turbo event. Over 600 players start, and the top 225 are going to make the money. I wander over at this point, and I happen to catch Stephanie in this hand here. Check her out. She's just gone all in, and she has given this guy the stare down, the cold killer assassin stare down. He doesn't even know what he's in store for him. She's like, yeah, go ahead, call me. I dare you. Call me. I dare you. If I glanced over and I saw this, I'd be like, I fold. I fold. And which is, in fact, what he does. And then she sees me. Hi. Hi, sister. Good hand. At this point, she's very close to the bubble, has maybe 2 or 3 blinds. Like, everybody is just hanging on, trying to get into the money. She has just a couple of blinds, but then manages to wake up with kings, gets it all in versus ace-5. She gets a clean run out and doubles up in the nick of time. A couple hands later, the money bubble bursts. Everyone is guaranteed a $500 seat, and they're all hanging on, trying to get that next tier, which is the $1,000 seat. Okay, this is a tough hand here. She's got maybe 3 big blinds, maybe. Play on her left is all in, play on her right is all in, and she's deciding what to do. She definitely doesn't have enough chips to sit back. She's got to win a hand. She decides this is going to be it. She goes all in. Turns out play on her left has pocket 7s, play on her right has ace-5. She's got ace-7. There's an ace on the flop, but unfortunately there's also 2 diamonds on the flop. Now she has to dodge all the diamonds. 6, and then a queen. Woo! She's chopping this one up and still looking for that next pay jump. Okay, this is a great hand. We're getting very close to that next pay jump. She's got king 10 and the small blind is folded around to her. What do you do? Well, I think she's got maybe 3 or 4 blinds at this point. She's got to play a hand. She decides this is it. She goes all in. I think it's a great move. Unfortunately, the big blind wakes up with ace queen. He's not going anywhere, and she doesn't survive this hand. She's not very happy. In fact, this is what she says to me.
Don't even regard me, I'm so mad. I shouldn't have.
Congrats. Great job, sister. You won a $500 seat. She's going to play event number 19, the Colossus, which I guarantee you she's going to win. I guarantee. So I make my way over to the main ballroom. I'm checking out the action. This is like the quiet before the storm. I love it. Look at the size of this room. It's amazing. And it turns out they've got a little section off to the side where they're running some live games, some 1-3, some 2-5. So I check it out. Turns out the 2-5 game is a $200 to $1,000 buy-in. This is a great structure, very hard to find in Los Angeles. So I jump in with $500, and right off the bat, I can tell this is a good game. People are having fun, they're drinking, they're chatting. I know a couple players from Los Angeles, and there's one player in particular who's making it a good game. Very aggressive. Look, I know, we're always told you gotta be aggressive. You gotta be aggressive. Well, this guy is taking this to heart, and let me tell you, he's going after it. He's also quite chatty. And I decide pretty early on that this is the guy I want to mix it up with. All right, first couple hands, nothing too exciting. I see a few flops, mainly fold. I managed to take down a decent little pot with this king jack offsuit here. Not bad, not bad. And then this hand, which is the first really cool hand of the session. Okay, I was reviewing my footage and I saw the timestamp on this was 4 minutes and 54 seconds. And we don't see a flop. Yeah, that's right. A 5-minute hand where we don't see from the time, look down here, one time I get this ace queen of clubs to the time that the dealer shoves the pot, almost 5 full minutes. Okay, I have the ace queen of clubs under the gun +2. The straddle's on, so it's 2, 5, 10, $10 to me. And I decided I'm gonna get a little tricky. This is an attractive hand, yet it's a vulnerable hand. I feel that if I just called a player that's already getting out of line, he might try to put in a big raise pre-flop with just nothing, then I can re-raise and take it down. That's kind of my plan, right? Well, I call, one other player calls, and guess what? He jumps at it for $75. Great. Player in his left calls, even better. Fold, back to me. Just what I wanted to happen. I start thinking for just a beat or two, but I know what I'm gonna do. And I got about 600 in front of me. I definitely wanna isolate, take it down pre-flop if possible, or play it heads up. So I go all in for about 600 effective. It's folded around to the action player and he starts thinking and talking and yapping and really taking his time. Finally, he says to me, hey, if I call, you want to run it twice? And I say, well, there's a player in between us, can't really make a deal right now. So then he calls for the floor, as one does.
What the fuck is that?
600.
It's a mile down the road from the Hustler.
$17.
Oh, okay.
617.
So did all those...
You run it twice here?
I believe so.
Run it twice?
You have action
He's
behind.
not. You want to run it twice?
We gotta wait till see. He's in between us. I
Yeah.
can't.
I'm sorry.
Keep on the floor.
Floor! It's 15!
$2 for now. What's up?
So he's asking
He's asked the
this
question.
player if he can run it twice, but there's still action
In the
behind.
hypothetical scenario
Yeah.
that
So-
he folds, can they run it twice?
We don't run twice on hand rate. Only time rate games.
Since when?
That's right, the floor let us know that we can't run it twice. And at this point, after a long time, he finally kind of shows his hand to the player on his right, which means only one thing, he's gonna muck, he mucks. Player on his left, doesn't take too long, and he mucks, and I take down this pot, $180. Happy to take this down without a fight.
He doesn't. There. You want it? $100? Fuck it. Make it 200.
Is your last name Thompson by chance?
No. Make it 200.
You
So the
look
aces, bro.
shockingly
Make it 200.
like...
Joshua S.
200.
and Jordan R. Joshua S. and Jordan R. 2-5 no
Now make it
limit.
200?
Aces. So I build my stack up to about 900 or so. It's been, I would say about an hour and a half. Things are going great. And I pick up aces. Fantastic. An early position player makes it 35 and I trying to figure out the exact right amount to get just one caller. So I make it 125. That feels right. It gets folded around to the player who opened for 35 and he goes all in for 900 effective, which is about, we both have about 900. It gets around to me, I snap call, I flip over my aces, and then my phone dies. And even worse, the board runs out 5 diamonds and we chop it up. Look, I know I'm not supposed to complain about a chop, but when you get it all in pre with aces versus an ace queen off, you're such a huge favorite that when you don't take down that $1,800 pot and you each just take your money back, it kind of feels like a loss. Then about 2 orbits later, I get it in again with aces, managed to lose about 400, so I'm back to my original stack of about 500. Instead of having, 2,000 in front of me, decided to cut my losses and call it a night. Okay, this is the next day. I'm back in a 2-5 game, back in for $500. It's not as good a game as the night before, but it's still good, just a little bit tighter. So pretty early on, I pick up 6s in the cutoff. There is a caller before it gets to me. I call, there's another caller, and then 5 of us see this flop. I already don't like the way I'm playing this hand. I'm in the cutoff with 6s, and there's already a caller in front of me. That's really a nice time for a raise, narrow down the field a bit. 5 of us are gonna see this flop, which comes ace, king, 4, and it's checked around to me, and I just check. And I don't like this either. I really think if somebody has an ace, they're gonna bet, right? So this would be a nice time to turn my hand into a bluff. So we all check the flop, and the turn brings out a 6. Okay, now I've got a set, and it's very disguised. Now it's checked around to the player on my right who bets 25. I make it 75. Everybody folds, including him, and I really win the minimum. I don't like my call pre-flop. I don't like my check on the flop, and I don't like my raise on the turn. I don't like the way I played this hand. Unlucky I won.
I got 2 seat on 11, 7 seat on
50.
Not long after that, I pick up deuces under the gun, and I open for a raise. Okay, a little bit better. I make it 15, fold, fold, and then the player on my left, aggressive, good. She makes it 50. It's folded around the player on my right, who calls, fold. It's back on me, and I'm closing out the action. I don't know. I don't love just calling 35, but I'm going to do it. I call, and the flop comes 5-5-3. I think for a second I realize this is actually a really good flop for me. And I'm going to probably do something that I rarely do, which is put out a donk lead. You know, I really want to get out her ace tens, her king jacks, any over cards. Unless somebody actually has a pocket pair of sevens, eights, nines, tens, they'll probably fold. And so what I'm doing is I'm turning my twos and pretending like I got the sevens, eights, nines, tens. All right, like I said, flop is 5-5-3. I lead out. They both fold. Fantastic.
60.
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. It's a doozy, as they say. I've got ace jack diamonds suited in the small blind. Middle position player makes it 15, folds around to the button on my right who calls. I call. 3 of us are going to see this flop, which comes ace, king, jack. Nice. I kind of smash it, actually. So I check and flow. He checks. Player on my right checks. Turn brings the 4, and now I got to lead out, right? Got to start putting some money in that pot. So I bet 40. Player across from me just calls. Player on my right folds. Heads up to the river, which is a 6. All right, I still have 2 pair. At this point, I want to get some money out there. I really want to get value out of this hand. I overbet the pot a bit and I put out 140. Player across from me kind of goes in the tank, starts thinking, starts talking, starts yapping, and I don't know what he has. I can't figure out what he's even thinking about. Like, what are you considering here? Are you considering a raise? Is this all a big act? Are you going to fold? None of it was making sense to me. Finally, he says something about, oh, you've only played a couple hands. I'm like, what? I've played tons of hands. I've been getting after it. He's talking and moaning, and finally says, all right, I guess I'll call. Like, he really thinks he's going to lose, and then he turns over pocket aces. He flopped top set.
Call announce, call.
He called?
Yeah. Call, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I flopped it straight, man. Second hand, I saw it.
I was betting it for you. You're welcome.
I scare you. I don't want to bet nothing.
I don't know. If you shove on the river, I'll probably call him.
Did he really think I had queen 10 exactly? That's kind of crazy. His hand really kind of shook me up, you know? First off, I should have lost my whole stack. I was just a little discombobulated at that point, and I put my phone down and stopped recording and just started concentrating on playing some good poker, which worked out for me because over the next maybe 2 hours, I worked my stack all the way up to about 900, had a great session, had a lot of fun, then headed off over to the Eiffel Tower restaurant to have a romantic dinner for one.
I'd love an old fashioned.
Well, let's just wrap all this up. We're almost there. We're almost at 1,000. Please subscribe really quick. Don't think about it. Subscribe. Okay, thanks. So I played 3 sessions over the 2 days. The first day I basically broke even in that 2-5 game. Then I played some 1-3 the next morning for a couple of hours. That was fun. Won about 100. Then I played a real nice 2-5 session again the second day. Won about 400 there. Great 2 days of poker. Thank you for watching. I'll see you at the World Series.